What's going on, everybody? I'm Keith, host of Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas, where 4 to 5 of my brothers give their perspective on national as well as local news. We touch on some trending hot topics as well as culturally relevant news. We also get a chance to dive into some deep core conversations. Check us out live every other Monday at 7 p.m. You can find us on Just Our Thoughts on YouTube live, as well as Just Our Thoughts fan page on Facebook. Also, please don't forget to follow us on IG, JOT with the Fellas. What's good, fellas? What's good? What's going on, man?
Good evening.
Couple weeks since the fellas have been back, man. You know, we had an amazing show a couple weeks ago, but we back at it, man. We back at it.
We back in
What's going on, man? How was everybody's weekend?
Not bad, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anything
shovel some snow, y'all shovel some snow. That's some good cardio right there.
Yeah.
Shovel that walkway, boy. That thick. What was that? About 5 inches?
Yeah,
4 or 5 inches.
A little bit.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, last week yesterday. That show was a little. Yesterday wasn't much, man. It was a dusting and.
But last week, Monday, Tuesday, what I'm talking about. When we got hit.
Right.
You know, the job was shut down. My job was shut down for 2 days. I did some emergency work, but I had to get through that walkway first.
I worked both days, all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same here. Did some emergency work. My son shoveled Sunday night, but Monday morning that stuff was bad.
Yeah.
So I broke the shovel, man. Had to go to Home Depot, get a new one. Yeah, man. That was a good shovel, man. That was a good, like at least a 15-year shovel, man. Had some good mileage.
Man, you gotta get the ergonomic Jones, man.
That thing broke on me.
Yeah,
I got a cheap Home Depot shovel for $14. That thing better hold up.
Hey, I was at my mom's house shoveling last week, and you know the Camden streets, they tight, man. So I try not to put it in the street because all they're gonna do is put it right back in
on the car.
Yeah. So I'll go around the corner, take my mom's car around the corner, and I'll shovel off around the corner.
Right.
So the ice and the snow is kind of stuck on top of the car. Just like you, KD. I'm banging. She had this real nice, man. Snow remover thing, man. I'm banging, trying to get the snow and trying to, shift it a little bit off the top of the car, man. That joint broke too.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I was sitting there. I said, luckily I ain't got to hear her mouth because I don't live there no more.
I hope she watching.
Yeah, she probably is, man. But I told her, man.
Yeah, that snow was no joke. Hard as a brick, man. When that thing froze up, yo.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, it gave me a sense of normalcy, though. To be honest with you, it felt normal to me.
To go out there and do something.
Yeah,
instead of stuck in the house from COVID.
Yeah, what, to see snow? To see snow made you feel
like just a normal aspect. This is winter, right? Like, this is winter, and everything has been so crazy. And I'm like, yo, to see snow last week and this week, like it gave me some sense of
because we ain't had a good snow in like 2 years.
Yeah, it feels weird to me. I don't know why.
The snow
feels like it feels like I don't know. It just came all at once. It feels like it's evidence of climate change. I don't know, man. I know we're in the winter month. It just didn't feel right to me, man. I don't know. I can't explain it.
It just didn't feel right.
I guess being a winter baby, I love it. I don't mind it at all. I just can't that turkey that's lingering around my house.
Oh yeah,
we got neighbors that feed it, and this turkey is just shitting on in front of my step and everything, man.
Yo, they violent.
I'm ready to take a shovel of this joy.
They violent, yo.
Hey, let us know, Ward. We come over, man.
Wardy gonna pluck that this thing.
Way. Yo,
he gonna have turkey wings.
If my uncle was still living, we would have had that joint on a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. Don't let me come over there. Don't let me come over there and get some jambalaya. You got some turkey wings and greens.
Man. Hey, it might happen.
Hey. we want to tell everybody thanks and welcome for joining in. Welcome everybody that's watching on Facebook. Welcome everybody that's watching on YouTube. Thanks for joining us on Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. I'm Keith, your host, and this is where we talk about national news, local topics, current events, some trending topics, and we also touch on some core conversation and culturally relevant topics. So if you can share this podcast, share this with your friends, with your family. We like to have some fun. It's Monday night. No more football on Monday night. No more football. So join us, and share. You can also join and subscribe on YouTube. Go to Just Our Thoughts on YouTube and go to Just Our Thoughts on Facebook fan page and share. It don't cost anything to share. So we just want to appreciate you guys for joining.
True indeed.
Yeah, I got with me with fellas. I got the fellas with me in the house, man. Always rocking. You know.
Yeah.
Warheen was good.
Hey man, it's all lovely.
Oh, everything's good.
All
Warheen.
Yes, sir.
You got the polo sweater with the polo shirt. You dressed up for the occasion, man. You're disgracing me right now.
KD, I feel like you was about to drop some bars right there, man.
Yo, the polo pullover with the polo shirt. What you gonna do? Yo, you about to get work.
KD, what's up, man?
Don't quit my day job. Just tell me, don't quit the day job.
Yeah, good, man. We used to have them ciphers all the time, man.
Man.
Yeah.
We used to have them ciphers all the time. What's going on, KD?
What's up? The professor's in the house, man.
Professor's in the house, man.
It's Monday night.
Yes, sir.
Let's jump into it.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to my brothers Dre, man, my brother EB. Fortunately they can't join us tonight. Some pressing, things that they handling. So we here, fellas. Y'all watched Super Bowl last night, man.
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
I just watched most of it because I was just hoping. I was in a block pool, so I was sitting there waiting at the end of the second half, like, okay, KC, just kick the field goal,
right,
and hoping that Tampa would go down and kick a field goal instead of touchdown. But
so Ward,
missed out on some money.
You didn't have any stake in it. You wasn't rooting for anybody.
I was kind of pulling for KC. I was pulling for KC, but I just can't. I hate Brady.
I know.
I hate Brady with a passion.
He don't like TB12.
TB12. KD, hey, who was you going for?
I wasn't going for nobody, but I did have a little stake in it. I'm not going to talk too much about the financial investment that we put into it, but thank you, TB12. TB12 came through, not just for himself, but for the investment that we made in TB12.
Yes,
listen, they was the underdog, and a good-minded investment would have went with TB12. To get a large return. Yeah. So kudos, TB. Giselle Bundchen and
I wasn't sure who I was going for. I wasn't certain who I was going for in the beginning. Right. And then as soon as kickoff started, I think after the first play, after I realized that's Tampa, I like a team that's aggressive, man, and on defense and on offense, they pound the rock and they're gonna hit you. They're gonna lay that pipe. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of started going for Tampa Bay right away. You know what I'm saying? And Tom Brady, for me, I'm the opposite of you, Warheen. I think that Tom Brady is the greatest QB of all time, man. That dude, man. But I do. What y'all think? I saw some people talking about him being the greatest athlete of all time.
No.
I posted something on Facebook about that.
He's far from the greatest athlete.
Yeah, I put the GOAT as Serena. Okay. Serena's the GOAT.
Okay.
If you want to talk athlete, you gotta go with Serena. The numerous singles that she's won, championship matches, Wimbledon, the US Open. There's no one really on a GOAT level other than Serena Williams.
Yeah.
Not just that.
In men's tennis, women's tennis, on any court that you
had a child and came back and was doing.
Man. No doubt.
Yeah, I give you that.
She came up short in a couple of the championship matches, but to see her be consistent, you know, from round 1 through the semis and to get to that final stage, I mean, you know, a pure athlete, Serena, hands down.
Because everybody's gonna have their down, you know, their ups and downs, and she ain't have many downs.
And her championships eclipse Mike. Is up there with only Wilt. She's in double digits with championships, bro.
She is.
She's in double digits. She holds a lot of them plates.
I'm not sure
she holds a lot of them plates.
She can actually use all them plates for China. She got so many.
Now shout out to Serena, man. Shout out to Serena. Hey, did y'all see the
halftime?
No, not just the halftime. Yeah, the halftime.
Oh man, that halftime was weak.
I loved it.
You loved it?
Yo, that Joe looked like us.
That
Joe looked like us.
Visually, it was stimulating, man. I loved how he just took you backstage on the field, in the stands. I love the whole visual of it. I mean, mind you, you know, the shiny red jacket reminiscent of Luther Vandross or whatever. Whatever. You know, I like The Weeknd. I like some of his music, but I like the visual journey that he took you on. And to make fun of the time he had bandaged his face with all those dancers that had their face bandaged. It was a great kind of ironic take on that moment that he had.
I wanted to see a performance. I didn't feel like I got a performance. I feel like I got theatrics, but I didn't feel like I got performance. I think that was my first time hearing him sing. And although it's entertainment and he's moving back around, I wasn't impressed with his singing ability. I wasn't impressed. You know.
I mean, he can't really hold a mic to a lot of great singers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's no Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars can sing and give you a performance, and he shut it down on one of those Super Bowls too.
And I'm with Tough now. I agree.
What'd he say?
Now, first time I wanted the weekend to be over.
No, the weekend was a month for him.
I said it was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like it. I thought it was kind of I thought it was whack.
I like the part that he had the camera and he was like fighting with the camera and taking you. I mean, I don't know. It's just me. I'm just stuck on the whole visuals of it. I loved it. I loved it from that. I mean, performance wise, he had to make up for, I guess, the lack of he's not a dancer, the lack of he's not a singer. He's got some hits out there, but he had to give you something to kind of make up for what he might lack, you know, on the court. You know what I'm saying? You know, those cats that lack the natural ability, they got to do something different in their game. You know, and he gave you some visual theatrics that, you know, I think kind of made up for his lack of talent.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I got you. Did you guys see the referee, the first female referee? Yeah. I thought that was cool.
She threw a lot of flags. Kudos to her.
But I guess KC.
I saw Mathis, Tyrone Mathis, Honey Badger getting up in her face a couple of times.
Yeah, he got up in TB's face too.
With that being said, like the first female ref to ref a Super Bowl, what do you guys think about that first? Like, we always see, you know, the first black, you know, president, the first black vice president, vice president, the first black to do this, the first black to do that. What's your thoughts behind that? Some people feel like, you know, we should be way past this. You know what I mean? What we talking about first? You know what I'm saying? You know,
the first to do this, the first to make that,
the first black to do this, the first.
But there's always got to be a first.
Yeah.
There's got to be a first. I mean, it's just like, you know, football has been a man-dominated sport forever. You know, and then now we got, you know, I was a couple years ago the first female referee. Now you had the first one to do a Super Bowl. Now you got the female coaches.
Is that something we should still be celebrating, though?
What'd you say?
Like it's something we should still be celebrating.
I think there always has to be a pioneer or a trailblazer that's celebrated, because there's a lot of backlash that one might take when you're blazing that path, when you're the first of someone to do it. You're going to take some heat and some criticism. I'm sure she got the email saying a woman don't belong out there on the field with men. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she got it. Kudos to Bruce, but kudos to Bruce Arians, who had a black offensive coordinator, a black defensive coordinator, and he had 2 women on his staff. I mean, kudos to that man for opening doors for others on his staff. To be the first of, and to bring them to that plateau of obtaining that Super Bowl championship. But there's always got to be somebody that's got to blaze the trail, and that's tough enough not to just take the accolades that come with it, but you got to be able to receive the heat and the opposition. That's going to that because a lot of people can spew some nasty venom at you for taking that risk. So kudos.
I mean, I don't feel like, oh my God, let's do a fanfare and all that stuff. I just like about damn time, because even back when we was kids watching Wildcats, when Goldie Hawn got out there and coached the high school team. Yeah, man, I go way back. But,
I know you do.
You know what I mean? It's like there are women that know a lot about football,
right,
and know a lot more than a lot of men. So it's like if they're talented and if they know what they're talking about, put them in there. I mean, like, come on, let's. I don't think they deserve all the big fanfare, but it's like about damn time, get in there and do it.
Yeah, nobody wants to throw a parade, but give them the recognition. Let their name be called, because they are the first of their kind to be, on that stage. Not just in a regular game, but on this stage of the Super Bowl. Give them their recognition. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's the biggest stage right there. That's the biggest stage.
Throw a party for them. Throw a party for Kamala. Throw a party for the women that bust on the scene, and blaze the trail for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to. Hey, let's keep it moving. Stacey Abrams and Black Lives Matter nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Stacey Abrams has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize as she continues the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., fighting for social justice and voting rights. Dr. King, he received the award in 1964. This award will be given out later this fall. So any thoughts on that? Ward, I also want to ask you, later in briefly, your thoughts on Black Lives Matter, after we talk about, give props to Stacey Abrams, continuing her fight for social injustice and for voting rights.
Oh man, I give her all the props in the world for that, man.
Right. Yeah.
She's doing her thing. She's making good strides, and she's well deserving of it.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Stacey Abrams, I mean, with her organization Fair Fight Action, she really was fighting for those disenfranchised voters. You got Georgia, that is a typically red state, that is steeped in Jim Crow laws, that made it hard for years for Black people to vote, giving us literacy tests and making us count how much is in a jar of a certain thing in order to qualify to vote. And they still are putting a lot of suppressive voter laws in place even now. And for her to organize the people to turn a historically red state into a blue state, and to get 2 individuals in the Senate for the Democrat Party, you got to hands down give it to Stacey Abrams, because she did something that a lot of those polls that came out early on that said that, the Republicans were going to get those 2 Senate seats. She did something that a lot of people said was improbable. And she organized it from the ground roots in a very racist, deep-seated South of Georgia. So what she did defied everything. And she did a lot. She got a lot of her blueprint from Dr. King's movement. So kudos for her taking a page from the playbook of Dr. King and what she did for the Democrat Party.
Right. Just like, and I give her kudos for not disappearing after losing that race. When she ran for governor, and it's like, he's like, time they lose a race and they kind of disappear and they're out of the spotlight. But nah, she stayed relevant and she, went right on and helped her party out, which
absolutely,
that was some great stuff.
Yeah. Ward, what's your thoughts on the Black Lives Matter? I know you have some. I
mean, I'll put it this way. Yes, the initial thing with Black Lives Matter, I believe, is great. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do have to recognize that, at a disproportional rate, we have been under attack.
Sure.
And we have to make it known, like, look, our lives do matter. So that was the whole premises behind it. I just don't like the fact of, when you actually go to the Black Lives Matter website and read their mission statement, doesn't just say, doesn't say,
what's it say?
Black Lives Matter. It goes into about homosexuals, the LGBT community and all that. So it's like, why are you trying to hide that one thing into another? Those things to me are separate. Black lives, and it doesn't matter if you are gay, homosexual, queer, whatever you categorize yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're Black, then you're going to fall under that category. Period. Now you got so many people that want to jump on this bandwagon. Have over the years, it's been the same exact thing, just like in the civil rights movement. These the white women of the world wanted to jump into that and push their issues along with the Black issues.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like hitting. It's like, come on, man. Can we just have our own fight? Can we have a fight for one thing and be that and not everybody else jump on there with a hidden agenda?
Okay.
And that's what I just feel that Black Lives Matter, that the actual Black Lives Matter, is a hidden agenda, and I can't agree with that, but I can agree with the premises of that. Let it be known that our lives do matter.
All right. Yeah, I feel what you're saying, Wardy. And while Black Lives Matter had its origin in really taking the platform against police brutality,
right,
it's evolved into really fighting for oppressed groups. But its main goal and its existence is because of the systemic injustice with law enforcement.
Right.
One of the issues I have with it is that unlike Dr. King's movement, you need a certain face behind a movement. And there were two women, I believe, that built Black Lives Matter, but to have a chapter open up all around the country and different ones being able to be a voice of the Black Lives Matter. I think one of the things from Dr. King's playbook with movements such as these nonviolent protest movements is that you got to have one face that is really the one that is behind the movement, like Dr. King was the face of the whole civil rights movement.
Right.
I think one of the problems that I had with Black Lives Matter is that they've made chapters in a lot of different places, and anyone can put on a Black Lives Matter shirt,
right,
and be the face of it. And you've had people kind of hijack the movement,
right?
And they've turned from nonviolent protests to some violent protests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, not having that one singular face to really lead the movement has caused some confusion. However, you can't knock them for the fight of trying to not exclude other oppressed groups. And one of the more oppressed groups are trans Black women. That's a whole nother different topic, but I know that's one of the things that one of the groups of people that are really overlooked in a lot of the oppression that's happened to them. So It's a whole lot in that, and I know that they want to show that they encompass many groups that have been oppressed. But my issue is they need that one face, that one voice to really keep that movement united in that singular agenda. But again, it's branched off into other areas to try and focus on different movements, but its origin has really been to highlight police brutality against our people. So but yeah, it's some problems. It's some problems with it. But I think for the most part, it's been most effective, really, especially when you talk about the horrendous crimes that's been held against us. When we watched George Floyd, 8 minutes and 40 some seconds of being tortured and killed in front of us on live TV. I mean, we needed that movement, so you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have.
What's your facts of life?
Yeah.
Okay, with it, Tootie?
Yeah, I love Tootie and her roller skates. Yeah.
Oh man.
So we got some some mixed feelings about Black Lives Matter and their agenda, and they kind of attach themselves to Black Lives Matter. Speaking of George Floyd, during the summer, Nick King, who is an entrepreneur, the creator of Proud Puffs cereal, gluten-free chocolate flavored cereal that comes in the shape of a black fist.
I think I'm gonna go out and get me a case of it.
King, he said that one night he was awakened around 3 o'clock in the morning, with this idea during the protest, George Floyd protest, to come up with the idea. He did his research and found that there hasn't been any black-owned cereal. So he wanted to get that going. So shout out to Nick.
Yeah, he said it. He said it kind of whispered to him.
Yeah, it was an awakening.
Yeah,
was it a black voice that whispered to him?
Yeah, I hope so.
I like one thing that he said too. He said that there wasn't a lot of brands or products out there that represented us. The only ones that represented us was Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he wanted something that had more of a positive representation of black people. And I'm glad that it ain't artificial colors and sugars and stuff. We got enough of that in the hood killing us right now, so it's gluten-free, it's vegan, I hope it's high in fiber to help that colon, what I'm saying? Because colon cancer is a killer of black folks. So, make sure that thing is high in fiber too. Yeah. And it tastes like chocolate. Make some vanilla flavor, man. I like vanilla too, man.
Chocolate.
Right. Go ahead, give me some vanilla vegan. I know I ain't never gonna go to Wegmans and get him some of that because he
I'm
vegan.
Definitely gonna try it out. I don't do well with chocolate though, but I'm definitely gonna try it out just to see, just to support. I haven't. It's crazy.
That's where it said Wegmans.
Nah, I don't know. I'm just saying it's gluten free and vegan. So
I hear you. Yeah, they
might not be in shop right.
Yeah, I haven't eaten cold cereal. I had cold cereal I think once last week, but I don't eat cold cereal much anymore.
What you have last week? What you have?
What I have? I think I had Fruit Loops. Yeah, why you?
Fruit Loops? I can't do the sugar cereal. Raisin Bran Crunch. Raisin Bran Crunch.
That was the Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran. Look at the back of Raisin Bran.
Yeah, it's a lot of sugar in that.
It's a lot of sugar,
but the fiber is high in fiber.
And high in sugar.
Mean, but Fruit Loops is all sugar.
Hey, he's all sugar.
They colored sugar rings.
Well balanced.
What's well balanced? Fruit Loops?
Nah, the
Raisin Bran Crunch.
The Raisin Bran Crunch. Yeah. You got a lot of fiber and a lot of sugar.
Need my fiber, baby.
I do my oatmeal and my cream of wheat. I may do it about 4 times a week, man.
Okay.
What you put in it? You put any berries, any bananas?
I put my blueberries in. I put blueberries and honey in both. And that's pretty much it.
That's what's up.
That's pretty. That's it. And I'm good.
Yeah. This is the season for hot cereal.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my! In the morning when it's chilly, make that hot cereal.
Man, I made me some nice some nice pancakes Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
In other news,
my cereal. What do you say, pancakes?
What are you talking about, pancakes?
Yeah.
In other news, man, President Biden's Treasury Department is trying to find ways to speed up the process of adding Harriet Tubman to the $20 bill after the Trump administration allowed the Obama-era initiative to lapse.
Right.
Harriet Tubman would then replace Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill.
Right.
I've seen some say it's progress being made, yet others are against it. What's your thoughts on it? And should money reflect our history and diversity within this country? What's your thoughts, man? What do you think?
It's money. I mean, in a way, I really don't care.
You don't care?
In a way, but to have a black, a black figure, prominent figure from our past, to be on there would be nice. It would damn sure be nice, because like everything is, these old white men that weren't as good as they say they were, but now to have a black woman that actually was for the people, that was a true patriot, I mean, because that word patriot, they kind of use loosely these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was somebody that was for the people. She was for, let's get this done. Because, and you gotta give it to her. For what she did, man, ain't nobody doing that.
Swing low, sweet chariot. Coming forth to carry me home. I mean,
all those trips back and forth she did
Wade
to bring
in the
back
water.
And she didn't lose the slave. Come on, man.
Right.
Didn't lose anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody made it to Philly on one time.
It's refreshing to take a slave owner off some money and put a free slave on a 20. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's some progress, but I want to see some money poured into the black community. Don't just pacify me by putting a black person on the money.
Right.
Put the money in the hands of black people now. All right. Reparations. We got to rebuild the communities. You got to give employment opportunities. It's time for the wealth gap to be shortened. It's crucial, because all these crimes are going on because the hood is poor, it's substandard, it's inadequate, So while it's all good to put a black face on the money, it's time to put money in the hands of the people that look like us.
Right.
All right. That's going to distribute it. All right.
Right.
If Robin Hood or whatever, take from the rich and give to the poor. It's time. It's time. And don't just pacify me with a token.
Right.
All right. It's time for us to do some real, genuine, long-lasting change for the economy to shift and the wealth to shift for black people.
Yeah. And I'm with you, Justin. We definitely need to be able to get a better picture of her.
Of Harriet Tubman.
Yes. Yeah.
Now put her how she look.
I mean,
if she look like that, she's a beautiful black woman. Not for what she might look on the outside, but look at her and see what she did.
They're taking an older picture of her and not a younger picture of her.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So, fellas,
black don't crack.
It don't. It damn sure don't.
Those that's watching, we gonna take a break and we gonna come back with some great conversation where we talking about, we talking about love. We talking about LOVE. We talking about love when we come back. So
love.
Share with some of your friends. Share this podcast with some of your friends and come on back. We just gonna take a quick break right now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lonnie, also known as Birdie.
And I'm Rob, also known as Bread.
And together we are
Birdie Bread Art.
We're a small business with a big heart. We want to bring life to your home and your office.
We offer original and custom artwork at reasonable prices. We also offer decorative coasters. And if you go to birdiebreadart.net and put in the code JOT, you'll get 50% off.
Also, be certain to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's Birdie Bread Art.
What up, fellas?
Okay. All right. That was pretty. That was pretty.
A cat.
That was pretty.
Dope.
Hey, we got support that page, Unapologetic Love products. Valentine's Day is coming up. You want to get some products for your family. Support Cat page and Rob Tufnell, Birdie Bread Art with a nice commercial. Yo, Rob was saying them words hard as hell, man.
Ain't hard.
Yo, I think he was reading. Rob was reading.
Good pronunciation, tough now. Good pronunciation.
Yo, I think the kids was back was like, okay, go read that.
Hey, go, Dad.
This though, I saw Rob shaking like this.
He's a little excited. He's excited, man.
I think his wife Lonnie.
She carried him.
Oh, she did.
She carried him.
She definitely carried him. Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Excuse yourself and let wifey do that one.
Yeah. Ooh. That's why he had to pass up the center.
Yeah.
And y'all stop it with Rob.
Oh man,
he's a sweet dude, yo. That's
my dog,
man. He's a sweet man, yo. I love that dude.
So we fellas, what's going on? We got the Valentine's Day coming up, man.
Yep.
The day of love. Anything going on?
What's that? That's Sunday. Oh, let me not say like when's that. You know, you better know when that is.
Yeah, exactly. You better know.
Yeah. You know, you got to make time. You got to make time, even in the time that we're living. You got to try and carve out some time.
Right.
You know, restaurants are opening back up. Made some reservations. Hopefully, going to try and keep them. I'm on the clock on Sunday, but you know, definitely going to try and carve out some time because, you know, while it's not mandatory, okay, it's just good, you know, to implement that day and that space and that time so you can do something out of the norm, you know, and spend time with wifey, you know. Don't get it often, but when you do, you got to carve out the time, you know. So, I
had a question, man. You know, we think about Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day traditionally has been for women. It's a day of love. It's a day that, you know, you show them again,
Cupid.
You know, how much you appreciate them, how much you love them. You know, oftentimes men aren't thought about. You know, and just in the conversation, just having a conversation, what is it, fellas, that you think that we may need, or what is it that you need, you know, concerning love? You know, what is something that you need specifically?
Right. What you need, Ward? Is he frozen? Oh, there he is. Okay,
I ain't frozen.
He was still like a You know, go ahead. I'm talking too much.
You know, I just need that appreciation. You know, let me know that you appreciate what I do for you. You know, I mean, it's like I want, you know, what I want from a woman. You know, just I don't need the monetary things. I don't need any materialistic, none of that. You know, I just want that when I come home, house is clean. You know, hot meal, you know, show me that you appreciate the things that I do for you, because trust me, I'm going to do some things that you're going to want to make that hot meal for. So,
all right.
You know, I just want to, you know, that give and take.
All right.
And, you know,
right,
throw the panties on the stage.
Teddy P. Them some bloomers.
I got you. But you know what I mean? I just want to be appreciated. Just show me that you appreciate the things that I am doing for you, because I'm going to try and give you the world. And that's my
yeah, I think men, we are more high on appreciation than we are on love. You know, I feel like we're a lot more high on appreciation than love. You know, yet at the same time, I think love is still needed. Love is still desired. You know, and I wonder, do you often have an expectation of what love should look like when you step into a relationship? You know what I'm saying? As we come into a relationship, most times we could be broken in certain ways, you know, or we may need healing in certain ways. And I know some people look at brokenness as, as in the negative, but, coming into a relationship, do you have an expectation of what love looks like?
I do, only because of growing up. I had my mom and dad. Just we learn by example, and just seeing what my father and my mother had. I kind of like always thought like, okay, that was my picture of what love was. It was like, yeah, they had their separate lives, but when they came together, they made it work. You know what I mean? And they fed from each other. So it wasn't like, I never seen any strife, any type. I never seen an argument between my parents.
Really?
A lot of people say, well, damn. No, I didn't. It was things that like the little thing. It was like my dad did little things that I like, man, I want to make sure I do that
that's
for my wife, because it's like, my dad had to go to work early in the morning, but make sure he get up, warm his truck up, drive my mom to work, make sure she was okay. You know what I mean? And it was and I'll and it's just like, I just want to say this. It was because like with my marriage, it was like, because my ex-wife came from she had a different home life, and because of her home life and my home life, I guess our lives clashed, because I seen it one way, she seen it another,
and that's because of
and that was I guess it was the expectation, because it was more or less, we had the conversation one time, and she was like, just because you had, just because you grew up that way doesn't make it right. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I mean, but coming from, a household with both parents there, I thought that is right. You know what I mean? The hell? Why is it wrong?
Yeah. So both of you had your own view and perspective on how a marriage should be based off of your childhood experience. And that's true with all of us. Like, growing up, the gold standard was my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather, pastor, employed, a husband, a father, a grandfather. My grandmom, a school teacher, first lady of a church, employed. She was Wardy's school teacher. You know what I'm saying? So she was long time, an educator. You know what I'm saying? But they both, showed love, demonstrated love towards each other. Just like Wardy said, I never seen them have a disagreement, an argument, or anything like that. And they told me that when they did have disagreements, they would not do that in front of the children. And one of the reasons why was because they didn't want to show any weakness in their marriage, because sometimes when children see an opening or a weakness in the relationship, some children can take advantage of that and manipulate that for their own reasons. You know what I'm saying? So they made sure that they did that in private to show that, they were unified, or, in their decisions for the family and for the children. There was no break or discord. And I can't say that they had too many of those times that they needed to speak in private, but when they did, it wasn't like cats and dogs and throwing things all around. So that was my standard. That was the gold standard of a relationship. you know, but I saw my mom go through a divorce. I saw my aunts, my uncles go through a divorce, you know, they're my grandparents' children, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I wanted what my grandparents had. I didn't necessarily what I saw, you know, from my immediate family, you know, that broken household. I didn't want my children to come from the type of home. And I'm not saying that it was a terrible upbringing that I had, not by a long shot, you know what I'm saying? But I saw how important and vital it is to have two parents in the home pouring into the children, you know, because it's hard for one parent,
right,
you know, to do it all by themselves. You know, I would never want to, you know, be in a separate home from my children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's something that I don't want. You know what I'm saying? You know, me personally, not having, you know, a consistent father in the home, you know, it you know, it didn't mess me up, but it makes me emotional sometimes because I didn't have that father figure there, my immediate father there to really be able to say, you know, this is who I am. Because when you look at your father, it's like a reflection. This is who I admire and who I desire to be like. You know, so all of my adoration and my admiration went towards my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so what we see in our childhood kind of molds us to saying this is what I expect in my relationship. And, you know, the one thing that I did not want to do, you know, in my marriage now, I didn't want to put the expectations on my wife that she has to be just like my grandmother. You know, they were from a different mold, from a different world. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like my grandpa, but you know, I can't put those lofty expectations on myself.
Shakur,
you know what I'm saying?
So at what point, like throughout your journey, do you come to that realization where I've seen, you know, Ward says that, you know, he's seen what a great marriage looked like.
You've seen the epitome and you've been to the lows.
Right. And then you've seen the other side. At what point do you come to yourself, you know, and you say, I now know what I need.
It's through trial and error.
Yeah,
it's through trial and error.
Yeah,
you know, you can't have a success unless you have a failure. And that's not saying that, you know, I got to be married and then divorced to kind of get it right the next time. You know, while that may be true for some people, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to apply to everyone. You know what I'm saying? You have some successes and a lot of failures as well in your marriage, you know, and it's through trial and error. You know, we can't be so rigid in our expectations from the other person. You know, we have to be flexible because you again, you don't know all of the childhood expectations that they bring into the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be flexible and open and have conversation and dialogue about the things that you traditionally hold near and dear to you, and what things might work with us and what things might not work with us. A lot of times we don't do that. You know, it's just my way or the highway. And I've been guilty of that.
Yeah.
I've been guilty, too rigid in my thinking, in you know, my current and past and prior relationships as well. You know what I'm saying? Not making the room necessary for someone else to bring their experiences in. You know, it's not just my experiences that's the dominant one.
I think we've all been there.
I wanted to I think one of the things that's most important is you know, I always use the analogy of when you're in the map, when you're in the mall and they have that map in the mall and
you are here.
You don't know this mall, you know, there's no way you can find out how to get out. And on that map it has the "you are here" sign. And I think just understanding where you are, having some awareness where you are, I think that helps you out with expectations, you know, in terms of relationships. So one of the things that, you know, stands out to me is simply to love me on my level. If you understand who you are and you've come to know who you are, I don't need you to love me up here. I need you to love me where I am. You know, I think I saw someone say, meet me
halfway.
No, what was it? Meet me on my level. So I think just knowing, you know, and communicating, knowing what it is that he or she needs, you know, to be loved, you know, I think that's important. You know, I don't need the $200 sneakers. I don't need this. I don't need the clothes. I don't need all the name brand stuff. This is what I need to be loved. I need, you know, some veggies in the refrigerator. You know,
I hear you.
Squeeze orange juice. You know, I you know, those type of things. I think it's important. You know, when you talk about the need, you know, and appreciating someone. You know, Ward, I know you pretty simple too. You know what I'm saying? And I think just kind of knowing that this, you know, this individual don't need all of that. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I show him how, you know, I appreciate him, you know. And I just think that's important. Love me on my level.
Right. But the words of encouragement and the words of appreciation are needed as well. You know, you need to hear that, you know, you're a great father. You need to hear that you're a good husband. You need to hear that I'm proud of you. You know, you need to hear those things. Those affirmations are necessary. While the actions speak very loud,
right?
You know, that, you know, you know, the little things that I like, and you're doing those little things for me. The words are just can be as powerful as the deeds as well, you know. So to hear that, you know, from time to time, the encouragement, you know, I appreciate what you're doing for the home. I appreciate what you're doing for the family. I appreciate what you're doing for the children, you know, and you know, we're talking about what I need, you know. Those things, they go a long way, you know.
They do.
It lets you know that the things that you're doing and the work that you're doing is not in vain, that it's appreciated. I love to hear it from my 8-year-old. You know what I'm saying? To say, you know, Dad, I appreciate you. I love you. He says it a lot, very affectionate, you know what I'm saying, with his words. You know, my oldest, he will tell me that as well. So, you know, that's appreciated because we do a lot. You know, we as men, we do a lot to provide. You know, we do a lot to go above and beyond. We do a lot of things to go unnoticed. I had, man, when the snow fell heavy that Monday, my sewer backed up down here. I had to go outside and I had to plunge the sewer line like an hour and 30 minutes, man, before it started flowing. I'm like, where in the world did that thing wore me out? You know, I don't know what was in the line, brother.
It was one of Spider-Man action figures.
But my point is that that's an unappreciative moment right there. You know what I'm saying? Where you out there toiling and laboring, but it needs to be done. You know, and my expectation is not for her to do it or for my children to do it. This is something that I have to do.
Exactly.
You know, I know what needs to be done. I have to do it for as long as it needs to be done, no matter how hard it hurts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't come expecting, hey, I cleared the sewer line. Y'all better appreciate it. You can flush your toilet now. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, that's my reasonable service.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to hear the encouragement and the support and appreciation that the things that you do to maintain a good, loving, healthy environment for your family, it goes a long way.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
No, I can't follow that one.
No, yes, you can. We talking about what you need. We talking about appreciation and ways to show, you know, that we are appreciated. You know what I'm saying? You know, this you know, I think about, you know, my daughter's birthday, her 16th is coming up. This week she'll be 16 on the 16th. And, you know, I think about, you know, ways that we love, you know, whether it's our mom, whether it's our, you know, our spouse, whether it's our kids, you know, just the different ways that we love, and love is expressed in so many different ways. So, you know, this week, you know, I kind of was very reflective and still will be, you know, just watching my baby girl turn 16. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I remember times when I had her daggone foot in my mouth and I would dare put her foot in my mouth now, you know, but, you know, at 16, man, just watching, you know, that girl just followed me everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's that love, you know, that we have, and that's that unconditional love. I think we had a conversation before about that agape love, where despite, you know, what happens, you just love unconditionally. You don't want anything in return, you know. Yet in relationships, you do want something in return.
Yeah.
You know, you do want something in return.
Yeah.
You know, so,
a transaction.
Yeah, you do. It
is.
Yeah. So shout out to my baby girl Nia while we on there.
Shout out, little one. 16, man. Shut up.
16.
Yo, Damir just turned 21.
I peeped that.
Yeah.
Damir just turned 21, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. Look at me.
Y'all so old. Y'all so old.
Bro, I still look in my. Bro, I'm 34.
Yo.
You what?
Look at the skin.
What?
Look at the
skin. looking like one of them vegan puff cereals and chocolate jars, man.
Oh, that fist up. There you go.
Oh man. So yeah. So
but the other thing though, I know when you was talking, you know, I do appreciate when, you know, it's recognized that I need time to decompress. You know, time just, you know, kind of be in my own space. You know, because I need that, because, you know, when I go to work, I'm giving, you know, and sometimes when I come home, I'm empty, you know, and my 8-year-old, he don't really give me the time or the space. Okay. So I got to deal with that. But, you know, when I do get that recognition that, you know, you need this time and this space to, you know, get your mind right, to meditate, you know, to just decompress, you know, because sometimes you come in, you're in a state of vegetation sometimes because of the things that you dealt with out in the environment, you know, that toxic energy, you know what I'm saying? You won't want to bring it on your people. So you got to release it in some type of way by just bringing yourself down to a state where you can just be at calm for just a little bit, you know. So I appreciate having that time, you know, for myself. You know, sometimes I'll come down here in the basement, I'll punch that punching bag or get on the bike, you know, but whatever I need just to, you know, where I can just be in silence, don't have to you know, to have dialogue or to solve a problem or things like that.
Right.
You know, the recognition that I need a moment of silence.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, KD, because that's like one of those you know, a lot of people don't
underestimate it. It's an underestimated need, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You do need that. Give me a half hour to an hour, and then we can talk. Don't, you know, walk in the door. Don't bombard me with questions. Don't start. Like, I don't want to hear it. I had enough of that at work. I had to deal with them fools. Let me sit down. Let me chill out. Give me some time to breathe.
Right.
And then we can go into, you know, how was your day, and, you know, what kind of mess did you get into, and we can do all that, but give me my time to decompress.
Yeah, I think that's important that you had that time to decompress so you can get into the next portion of your day. You know, one of the things that KD was alluding to also was to own your own happiness. You know, I think that's important when you're able to, you know, your happiness is not predicated on anyone else. Like you're making yourself happy. It's not dependent on how they treat you, you know. So it's really being aware of yourself, you know. That right now, this is what I need. I had a tough day, so, you know, I need to hit the gym, you know, just to some of this energy, you know, just to use some of this energy. So I think it's important, you know, that you own your own happiness. You know I have a long ride home. One of the things I've learned to do was, you know, I put my phone on do not disturb. You know, y'all can get through, you know, family, but, you know, my phone is on do not disturb most of the time because it's me controlling, you know, who can get to me. We had this conversation all the time, you know. and to keep away some of that nonsense, that's not needed, and controlling me is really about me. So I think that's also part of loving yourself as well. Knowing, what's important, for you, and knowing your needs. So as much as we, want to be loved, and the need for love, it's also us loving ourselves and knowing what I think that's important.
Yeah, I'm laughing at Arlene Stevens.
Yeah.
Express your needs. Use your words, she says. And that's a great point, because there are times where we may not communicate it effectively, about the things that we do need or desire, or what our expectations are, that women are very great communicators. They will let you know and inform you what's on their mind, what it is that they need. Let me finish.
I'm gonna disagree on that one.
Okay, you can. I mean, this is open, man. I mean, come on, don't shoot me already.
Oh no, I didn't shoot you. I'm just
Yeah, but I do think overall that they're one step ahead as far as the communication. We might take our time, be more methodical and strategic, having to really, be able to really put together what it is in our minds to be able to deliver it in a manner that our partner can receive. You know what I'm saying? So we're more strategic, more methodical about it, but at times we do lack, having clear and effective communication, and some men just don't mature to that level to be able to clearly make their concerns, their wants, their needs, expectations heard. It's a mature man that has that ability to do that. Immature men, and there are many immature men, y'all know this, that are our age, that can't clearly and effectively communicate what it is that they desire in a relationship. But we got to be able, we got to be able, at the stage that we are now, if we don't really have that right now, we'll never be able to have any type of healthy relationship, to maturely and intelligently be able to express what it is that we need and expect from a relationship in a way that will not offend our partner. Some things you just can't, some things you just can't be, some things your partner may get offended by, what I'm saying? And you can't avoid that. Right. But, we got to be able to make sure that our intent is not to offend, but to be clear about what it is and what we need in a relationship and what we want from our partner.
Right. I think it's interesting that you said that. Alyssa and I, we talked about this one time on Venus versus Mars, and we were talking about communication. And I do think men communicate just as much as women. I just think our communication is different. And I think when others understand how we communicate, communication always isn't verbal. We have our nonverbals and ways that we communicate. We talked about it then. Sometimes we're figuring things out. And I think somebody made a comment that while we're figuring things out, they could have gotten it done, but it's not the way that we would have had it taken, the process we would have taken. And we're communicating, but they want the communication oftentimes right then. I've seen a few people say, they waiting for their guys to say something. I've seen most guys counsel a lot of guys that said, I told her to, hold on, let me figure this out first. Right. They want it right away, and I think just understanding that's the makeup, of a man and a woman, the difference. We communicate different than they communicate. So, while we on this conversation, we shifted from love to communication, and it all intertwines. I think men do communicate just as well as women. We just communicate different. I ain't gonna take that from my brothers. We communicate a little bit different. What'd you say?
Here you go. Here you go. Trying to take shots at me.
No, that's not. No, that's not a shot at you. I ain't gonna take that from the guys, man. I think guys do communicate different. You know.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's just not verbal.
No doubt. Right. Go ahead, Wardy.
Nah, that's kind of biggest with me too. I'm kind of a man of a few words when it comes to communicating. I like to, convey my wants and needs by actions. I ain't gonna say wants and needs, but I'm a man of action more or less than trying to express myself through words. Because a lot of times when I do express myself through words, it's short to the point, and then women really want more elaboration of what you're like. I feel sad. Well, how do you feel sad? Why do you feel damn it? I feel sad. Let me be, let me be sad. But it's like, just let me express myself through my actions. You'll see. You'll see where I'm getting at.
Ward be at home. He
said, "Doggone, I'm sad. Let me just be sad."
He be so limited. Steak,
juice, dessert. But I think sometimes how we interpret them continuing to ask us, why are you sad? Or, sometimes we interpret it as harassing or badgering us.
Yes.
When in many instances, they just want to be involved in our experience. Many times they come to us in that manner because they really want to connect and they want to try and help us resolve whatever it is that might be ailing or plaguing us, and that's one of the things that, as a man, sometimes we got to learn how to let people in. Sometimes we close people out too quickly.
But you know what? Women do the same thing. It's like you'll ask them, like, what's wrong? Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That and the sad part about it, when you be like, okay, fine, and you go about your business.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, you ain't want to know what's going on with me, and now it's the third. Now now they're bombarding us with every
So we probably know that about them, but let's talk about us for a second, because we do shut down and we do close people out when our emotions or our feelings are involved, and we might not know how to really express why we're in this mood or in this funk, and for us just to say, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I just really need a moment of clarity to really kind of see, why I'm feeling like this. I do want to tell you what's going on with me, but right now I don't know what's going on. I just need a moment to try and methodically think through why I'm experiencing this emotion like this. Then I can let you in and for you to share in this experience. But once I figure it out for myself, too quickly, too often we're shutting them out, closing the door sometimes. But the problem is that we gotta, kind of just let them know, I don't know what's going on with me right now. Just give me a moment to figure that out. That's the communication. That's the line of communication. Sometimes that's all that they need in order.
But you know what it is? Like for me, I don't like to be psychoanalyzed. That's probably the main reason why I do that. Shut people out. Like, don't psychoanalyze me. I can do that my damn self. But chill out. Let me figure this out for myself.
Right.
Then we can talk.
Right.
But if it's some points where it's like, well, I can help you with this, and I can no, I don't need that right now. Right now, I just need some minutes, so maybe an hour. I can figure it out. You know what I mean?
But are you open to the possibility that what they say may be able to help you in some facet?
I mean, I could. Yeah, I'm open, but at this moment, I'm not.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Give me this time.
But a lot of times we don't communicate that. I don't know what's going on. When I figure that out, I'm going to let you in. I'm going to invite you in to see what you have to offer to what I'm going through. Sometimes that's all that they need to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To show them that I'm not in opposition with you. You're not. I'm not trying to make an enemy with you. But I just need this moment to kind of figure things out for me.
Right.
You know, and then when I figure it out, I'll come to you with what I believe is going on with us, with me, you know, so that I can share and invite you in, because, you know, one of the things we can't take away, if we want to have a healthy relationship or a successful relationship, we can't discredit that our partner may be able to help us. And that's some of the things that I had to figure out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's some of the things I had to figure out. I had to get my mind out of the fact of, you know, I'm not being harassed. I'm not being badgered. They just she just wants to help me, you know. But when I began to learn the words or how to express that I don't know what's going on right now, give me a moment, and then I can express it to you, and then I'll see what you can give me to help me, you know. But the best thing that you can give me right now is just time, and be patient with me. You know what I'm saying? But so many times, I think when we shut down, we get defensive. I know I've gotten defensive. I shut down, and you know that just kind of cuts off any assistance that anyone can offer. You know what I'm saying? You know, or my wife can offer. You know, and vice versa. It goes both ways. But you know, it's the fellas talking.
Right.
You know, who best know about us than we
than
do.
us. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so too often we're too hard and too exterior. We want to show that we got it. I got this.
Right.
You know, I'm okay. I'm not weak.
Right.
And sometimes when we think that when we express those negative feelings that we have, it's a sign of weakness. But really, you got to change your thinking. It's a sign of strength for you to be able to express yourself, be vulnerable, and be transparent. These are one conversations that we had before. That's a sign of strength when you can be transparent with somebody that you're saying that you're trusting with your heart.
Right.
It's Valentine's Day. Cupid.
Yeah. But I got my reservations about Valentine's Day, man. See, to me, I don't like it. Point blank.
Talk to me.
Because I mean, to me, it's one of them Hallmark holidays where they're just out there trying to make money. And my thing is, why do I need to take this one day to show you I love you when I'm trying to show you, you know, 365 days a year that I love you?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just that special occasion for your birthday. It's not that special occasion because it's Valentine's Day, Christmas, or whatever. It's like I'm trying to do my best to make you happy all year long, and not just happy for this one little day.
Do you feel the same way on Mother's Day?
I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, because it's like even my mother, it's no real big deal. You know, it's just we do the, you know, we'll have a dinner, we'll sit down and, you know, make a dinner for my mom and stuff like that. But it's like I appreciate my mother all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, even to this day, I try to convince her that she has paid any type of electrical work for it, you know, for any type of whatever I do, you've paid it 40 years ago, 30 years, you know, I'm trying to show her the love all the time. Just like with my ex, I was trying to show her, but you know, things went sour. But it's like I want to show you all the time and not just
sometimes
this one day.
Okay.
You know, and it's like, and I took those special occasions to try and do something different. You know, I didn't want to do the norm where, okay, I buy you flowers, I buy you the chocolate, you know, but you know, and then Christmas comes, you want the expensive gifts and this and that. So it's like, come on, let's try something different.
Yeah.
You know, and I was a little upset that back then I tried to do something different for 1 year and she didn't appreciate it.
Right.
And that really hurt me because come on now, I'm trying to do something out of the norm, something to bring back some fun, something back from our childhood to make us appreciate what we got now. But you know,
would you carry that same mindset into your next one?
My next what?
Your next relationship.
Your next relationship.
My next relationship?
Yeah, like
I mean, no, actually, I wouldn't carry that. I would carry my mindset.
Okay.
You know, not what happened to me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah. No, what happened to me, because what happened to me was an experience with that one. Yeah. So now I'm going to experience with somebody new. So I'm going to go with my mindset that, okay, this is what I should do to make things happy. And I'm, you know, hopefully that it does make her happy.
Okay. No, that's what's up. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. I think the other thing is just we got to take time to kind of learn what it is that, you know,
that makes them happy.
Like. Right. Because too many times we're doing what we think might make them happy.
Right.
You know, I hear you saying you're offering your mom free electrical service for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? And while that's all good, she may just want to come over and get a meal from you and spend time in that fashion. That may be what she wants. You know what I'm saying? She may want to show and demonstrate her love by putting a little bit of a few dollars in your pocket. You know, sometimes we got to let people do what makes them happy for us. You know what I'm saying? Instead of telling them no. You know, this is you don't need to do that. But if it's what they need, if it's what makes them happy and they need to do that, sometimes we just got to allow them to do that because that's what makes them happy. So it's learning, you know, what that other person needs to feel happy, you know, and not always, you know, this is my way of making you happy. You're going to be happy this way because this is the way I like to make you happy. And you're going to be happy whether or not it's my way because this is how I define happiness for you, gal.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I'm just being funny with it, man.
Yeah, but no, that's cool. I think it's
you know,
man,
it's a learning curve, man. I mean, you know, from one relationship to the next or in your current, you're still learning. You're never going to fully know. You're still learning.
I think part of that, man, is really just being in tune with yourself and being in tune with her, you know. You know, I think I remember a pastor saying God is in the details, you know, and I liken that to a relationship, man, knowing the details of the relationship, not just her curves, but how she moves, you know, the things that she likes, the things that she doesn't like, you know, the things that, you know, that she'll appreciate, you know what I mean? Just the little things. I think that's important. You know, one of the tricks I use, man, I try to pay attention all year long to just comments, you know, and I'll just write them down. You know what I'm saying? You know, things that she wants to try, things that she, you know, that she likes or something like that. And, you know, something you may see at the store and may pick up, you know, so I've always paid attention to that, man, and just write that down. You know, in my note section, you know, I actually got a note section for everybody that's in my circle, you know what I'm saying, you know, and just write them down. I think that's important, you know, just watching, you know, the little things, you know, everything is in the details. And I think
devil's in the details.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need my glasses on to read that fine print. What is that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Hey, Ward, you ready, man, to go to your segment, man?
Go, brother. Go ahead.
Shopping bags, they way down her arm.
What up?
What's up? Today's man law. We got. I had a few that were appropriate, but I think this one right here. This was right here. This is the most appropriate for the moment.
Well, that means that you had some that weren't appropriate.
I mean, there were some things I had in mind.
I got you, bro. Go ahead. What you got?
I mean, because it doesn't deal with the love aspect, but because of yesterday. Today's man law is man law number 4, titled One Squad.
What? Say that again.
One squad.
One squad. Okay. I'm going to take my notes on this.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I'll catch the replay.
Yeah. Yeah. What you got?
All right. No man shall claim more than one team per sport as their squad. No backups. No, this is my NFC and AFC or East and West squads.
I got you.
You ride with your team, win, lose, or draw. Basically, till the wheels fall off.
I got you.
You know what I mean? All you Tom Brady dick riders, get out of here. Hey. You know what I mean? I'm Green Bay till I die.
I can't fully agree.
What are you talking about? You're an Eagles fan. You got to ride with the Eagles.
I know, but
you ride with the Eagles.
When I think about, when I put in perspective, when Chuck left Philly, I followed him to Phoenix.
You went to Phoenix?
While I kept an eye on Philly, I still followed Chuck in Phoenix.
I didn't know
wanted him. Kevin Johnson. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they had a good squad.
So when I say that, you know, and when AI left Philly, I followed AI.
I was heartbroken.
You know, so you know, when that star leaves, you definitely gonna follow. You can't tell me. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that if Aaron leaves, you're not gonna follow him. No, you're not going to keep an eye. You're not going to keep an eye on his success or root for him.
I did not root for Favre when he went to Minnesota.
But Aaron's a different animal. And especially if he left on bad terms where the team did him dirty. You know, and that's how I feel. I felt like AI got a bad.
Oh, he got a bad rap.
Right. Chuck got Chuck couldn't win in Philly because of mismanagement.
Right.
So because of MJ. And don't forget, because MJ was in Chicago is another reason Chuck couldn't win. But go ahead.
Pretty much.
They changed the rules.
That was why a lot of people
remember
couldn't
that. They changed the rules for MJ. That's why a lot of teams couldn't win.
I still root for my Cowboys, man. My since '77, whole family Cowboy fan. So I'm with you on that one, Ward. I'm always going to ride with them. I feel like basketball has changed. Basketball has shifted. I was always with the Bulls. Big cousin Horace Grant played with the Bulls. I was with them in '87 when Horace and Scotty got there.
And you're disappointed now.
What'd you say?
You're disappointed now with them.
I'm disappointed, but you know what? I think that the league has changed to stars now. So I'll be real with you. I got about 5.
Changed the what?
The league has changed to more
from teams to stars. Yeah,
I don't get that because who the hell is stars now other than LeBron and
you got so many stars.
Name them, I can't, and I don't know who the hell they are. Basketball has changed. It ain't to me. It's not like it used to be.
You got Steph Curry, you got Kevin Durant, you got James Harden, you got Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but you had that back when we were kids.
But
it was more of an allegiance to a team.
Yeah, it was definitely more of allegiance.
Not now
around as much. So
and I don't like that.
No, that's fine. What I'm saying is that's the reason why I'm okay with rooting, because I do like players like Dame Lillard. I love Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? So when they playing in Portland, I'll check them out. You know, it's several players I'll watch.
I mean, I can kind of get what you're saying. I mean, like when I was a kid, I was a players type of kid. I like Drew Pearson, Tony Dorsett, Roger Staubach, but because they were elites.
Keep going.
But I also like Clayton and Duper from Miami. Okay. You could get a better receiving core.
Yeah.
Them boys was hot.
Yeah, you could.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of my father always going to the Eagles games, I like Montgomery. I like Carmichael. Jaworski,
Listen, when Randall went to Minnesota, I went to Minnesota. When Randall was in Minnesota, having one of the greatest seasons of his career out there with Carter and Moss, I was amazed at what he was able to do because he was under a team and a coach that coached him Unfortunately, he didn't have that type of support where he was. So I was angry at the team because they had talent in him and they didn't utilize it well. You know, you can be angry. You can be angry with your team and divorce them and separate from them for a season. No, you can separate. Yes, you can. You can separate.
No, yes, why separate? No, why separate when that's your team? That's your that's your squad.
And you can separate, but you can come back together. When they not doing right, you know, when they not doing right, sometimes you gotta separate.
Man, it's you know, just like a lot of Cowboys fans been saying for a lot of years now. Oh, we rebuilding. So it's time to rebuild. Yeah, I say Dallas.
I'm not going there. I'm not going
because the Eagles rebuilding from the start.
Yeah.
I mean, but we got a ring out of it from the rebuild. All right. So we in that mode again. We in the mode again.
Yeah. But here's my thing. But that's your squad, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but I'm angry about some things that's going on.
But that's good. But
I'm
gonna
ride with him. I'm gonna ride with him, and I'm gonna see what happens. But I got a dark horse.
But that's what I would like to
see. I got a dark horse. I got a dark horse team too.
See this ass. I would like to see them
succeed.
I can't get with that.
I'll take it, brother. Take it or leave it.
Wars number 4.
All right, thank you, Ward. Thank you for your.
I am going to admit, I do like to see the Eagles succeed just because of my father.
Got you.
Now, I mean, the Eagles.
44 is do not switch up teams. Stay with your squad.
Yes, sir.
Rooting for the next Austin.
And before my segment ends, I just want to say, we lost another great man this past weekend, Leon Spinks. I mean, not Michael Spinks.
Okay.
Was it Michael or Leon?
I don't know.
You think it was Leon.
I think it was Leon Spinks. Yeah.
I thought you was going to say John Chaney. Temple's great.
Well, yeah, we lost him too. We lost Chaney. We lost Spinks. We lost the great Queen.
Oh man. So yep. Hey, this has been another episode of Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. Rob said it's Leon Spinks. What's up, nephew? What's going on, Aiden?
Yeah.
If you can, go to YouTube and subscribe to Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. Share, like our page, go back to our content, check our content out. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Enjoy Black History Month. Celebrate as much as you can. This is Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. Peace.